Hey everyone, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments. In today's video, I am doing a tutorial of the Harlequin die set. So this set comes with two dies and they both measure 2x4 squares on the grid. They make a great embellishment on your pages. As you can see, one is a more detailed design and you can have lots of fun filling in the spaces. And the other design is simpler and could be used as a frame. So now that you have been introduced to the Harlequin set, let's get started with the tutorial. First, I am making some background pieces for my Harlequin die cuts. This is the 2x4 die from set B, and you can get it in the basic die bundle. So I will actually be cutting these pieces 5 times. One of our tips is to put the dies in at an angle when you roll it through your machine. We find that the cuts tend to be a little cleaner and the machines have a lot of pressure, and I think this helps even out the pressure a little more with each cut. First, I'm using the simpler frame from the Harlequin die set. I'm just using a piece of cardstock. Now I'm rolling it through the machine. This is the Sizzix Big Kick, by the way, which I recommend. And as you can see, the frame popped out really easily from the die, so that's great. Now I have a piece of pattern paper, and instead of keeping the whole frame this time, my goal is to just cut out the center diamond piece. So again, I rolled it through and now I have this piece. It's ready to go. I have another piece of cardstock here, but this time I'm going to keep a couple of the smaller triangles, and you'll see when I make the page how I will use them to fill in the frame. So there you go, 2 pieces that I need. So this is my page, and right now I'm using my Hermodado dispenser to glue down each of these background pieces. So this is really quick, and once it's done, I can add the Harlequin die set. So I grabbed a piece of cardstock so I don't get glue all over my page or on the table, and I'm just carefully using my glue to around the edges and corners. So be careful so you don't tear your die cut. Now I'm placing it on top of my cardstock. So the cardstock background is actually really handy because sometimes the dies, when they're really thin, warp a little bit or get distorted, and the cardstock helps you see that it's in place correctly. So got 3 done, and I'm going to put in the center of each one. So I cut the center with pattern paper, and it's actually really easy just to glue them in. So they're really quick. You just put some glue on the back and place it right in the center. Super easy. You may need to do a little adjusting like I did here just to make sure it's straight in properly. I got some glue on there. Anyway, so now I have all 3 done and it looks good. Now I'm going to fill in the corners with the blue cardstock I cut from earlier. These are the corners, so again, I'm just going to put some glue on the back of these, and again, they fit right in the frame, so really easy. I only cut 2 per frame because I wanted to add a little interest by having blue in 2 of the corners and having the white pop out behind the other 2. So really easy. And as you can see, it does add a little pop and interest to the page to have 2 different colors. And there we go. And now I'm going to use the more intricate die for the next 2 pieces. Now I'm going to cut with the more intricate die from the Harlequin set. Again, you may notice that I'm putting my die in at an angle, so it'll have a cleaner cut. All of the pieces came out really well. I just need to pop the little pieces from the frame because I want to keep this part for my page. And now I'm going to just cut some of the little intricate parts of this die, and I'm using the same blue paper as I did with my other dies, so you can roll one big piece of cardstock if that's easier for you, but to save on paper I decided to cut just enough for the little pieces I need. And you can play around with the design however you want. I kind of decided beforehand what pieces I wanted to go on my page. So it's fun to experiment though and play with different colors and decide on which pieces to fill in. So there are my pieces, and now I get to add them. So I'll follow this step one more time to fill in both spaces. So I want to show this neat little trick you can do. This frame was cut earlier when I made the blue corners for the simpler shape. And just now you saw that I placed the diamond in the center, and I could take the frame off since I don't need that. And now I'm gluing around the edges and the corners of the Harlequin die, and I am placing it just right on top. So this is fun if you just want that triangle space filled. It's easy, it's easier to do that than having to cut all the little pieces and then place them back into their spaces. So I thought it was a fun trick if you just want to fill in that space with the more intricate die. So that's one way. You could leave it like this if you wanted to. I'm going to be filling it in a little bit more later. So I'm just going to show you the steps again. You put the frame there and then the diamond in the center. You take the frame off, and then you put the more intricate die on top for this neat look. So I already placed some of these little pieces in the Xyron sticker machine. I'm putting in more. It's really easy to use. You just put in the machine and rub against the paper to make everything sticky. So now it's really easy for me to peel off the little pieces and just stick them right into the frame. You may have to adjust a little bit if it doesn't fit right in the first time, but it's pretty easy. I really like how this is turning out. It looks like a really pretty glass window. All right, I'm getting this last piece in and I'm finished. So what I like about the Harlequin die set is you can pretty much make a piece of artwork on your scrapbook page. In my case, my photos weren't the best. They weren't the best lighting or really pretty scenery or anything like that, so I decided to make a more decorative layout. So I would keep that in mind if you're looking at your photos and you're like, these aren't like the best for a mosaic page. Well, you can use something like the Harlequin die to make it a little more fun and decorative. Anyway, so definitely give this video a like so you can get back to it easily when you make your page at home. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get to them when I can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.